It was 45 years ago, 1975. I was just 13 years old. Living in the brick house. It's a 2-3 story house, and we have running water. Our home have television, and we have a helper. We have maid. We have a good family. I had 2 brothers and 1 sister. Father is a business person. He had 2 taxis and a tractor and land everywhere. We have a car. During that time, if you have a car, that's pretty good. We consider we are a middle or upper class. During the daytime, my father go out to do his business, and my mom would stay home. And I see some people come to see her. She act as a pawn shop. People come to borrow money, and they would have jewelry or gold or diamond to act as a collateral. We go to school with my brother, and we go to temple, we go to picnic, we go to everywhere. Life was so good in my family. And then, as my life I knew was ending, I heard a loud noise speaking out from the street that everyone in the city, if they have a car, motorcycle, truck, or anything belong to them, they need to turn it in to the city hall. When my father came back from the city hall, I saw his face so sad, and he told my mom that it's okay. We can always buy another car. 3 days later, I heard another voice from the street that they want us to leave the house, to evacuate the city. I saw a soldier with black shirt and black pants with AK-47 go door to door and ask people to leave now. And they told us they're going to clean the city. So then 3 days they tell you to come back. My father and my family gather all the clothes, gather all belong, and the food that would last for 3 days. We don't know where we're going. We just go along with other people. When we hit the road, we saw more soldiers that lead us to go where they want us to go. And they said that the American going to be bombed in the city. Along the road, I saw a lot of people, hundreds of people are walking the same way we walking inch by inch. We end up in the countryside with other people. My city's the population of 5,000. It's empty in a few hours. So we begin another races. The new society is beginning. There's a race. Everything else from the past. Even calendar. The year now is 0. They ban religion. They ban school. No music. No radio. No television. No newspaper. No makeup. No pretty dress. No color kind of dress at all. They make us to wear black pants and black shirt. No meeting or no gathering any kind of. They give us little food each meal twice a day only. Every morning at 3 o'clock, they would wake us up and land us and brainwash us about to say that Anka want us to work hard. The word Anka just like their God or their leader, so we can make a better farming. During the daytime, everyone need to carry a heavy dirt to build a water dam. I was 13 years old, worked like a doll, carry heavy dirt, run back and forth so we can build a, a dam, water dam. 3 months after they kicked us from the city, life is so hard. We work from 6 o'clock all the way to 10 o'clock at night time, day in, day out, no day off, and little food to eat. We live close to the river that flow all the way through Mekong's river, and that the time was raining season, and once in a while we saw a body float downstream. It's big like a balloon. It was horrifying when I look at that body flow. It was so sad, and I just turned around and walked away. They separate me from my mom and dad, so they set up some kind of group that the same age can control better. By this time, the hunger is taking tone. So skinny like a ET. The head is so big, the body is so small. They making my father growing vegetable. Every day he have to carry 235 bucket of water from the river growing vegetable. One day I saw my father, his face and his body swell up, a lack of sugar, lack of nutrition. By this time, 1979 on January, thing is getting worse. They feed us only a few spoons of rice every meal. Every morning there is a doll die. One of them carried away. The next morning, couple more is dying, and they're carrying away. It's every day I saw people die from starvation. One day, we heard the jet go by on the sky, and another war is coming. At the time, Vietnamese troops are taking over Phnom Penh, but our city and small village haven't taken it yet. It's still under control of Khmer Rouge. The next morning, when I woke up, it's all sudden quiet, nobody around. So all the Khmer Rouge control us, they're running away from us. So there's nobody control us anymore. I so happy, and all of my friends are so happy because we can smell the freedom. Now we start to looking for our parents and try to get the family together as a group. After we join together with our whole family again, once again, there is a lot of people flowing and walking along the street. Hundreds or thousands of them. Some of them carry food, pot, pan, carry their family, their kids. I don't know where they're going, but my father had the idea that they are taking us to the jungle of the mountain somewhere. My father tried not to go with them by stopping somewhere so we can buy time. We let other people pass by and then we stop. And then one person, Khmer Rouge, ride on a bicycle with the AK-47, came inside to our family, approaching us and asked us to why you guys staying here and not going with them. My father told one of the soldiers said that we waiting for another member so we can go together. That my father tried to lie to him that we have to wait for someone, but actually we not waiting for someone. We try to buy time so we can go out, turning around, go the other way. And the soldier threatened us to ask us, "You want to stay? I want to go." And we park and then start to go again. We start to walk a few kilometer and then we stop again because we don't want to go with them. If you go with them, you will die. You don't have any food to eat. So the next day, all and most people are gone, and only few here and few there. The decision my father made is the good one because he very smart person. At that night, we gather only about 8 to 10 family left. You can hear the bomb, you can hear shooting on the countryside, but we stand on the major road. While the Khmer Rouge and Vietnamese are fighting inside the village or jungle, we stood on the main road and then we decided to turn around, try to go to the other way. At that night, it was so dark, and then we light some candle so we can see the street. We walk in fear because the Khmer Rouge, they put a lot of landmines all over the main road. There is two fear. One of them, you're afraid that you step on the mine. The second one, you're afraid that if Khmer Rouge see you went to the other way, they will shoot you and kill you all. So at that night, we come very fear, everybody in their mind. And then we come to one big bridge. That's the Khmer Rouge put a bomb so the Vietnamese cannot come. So we can walk through that bridge, but the car cannot go. So we start to walk to that bridge to another side. All suddenly, we heard this say, some voice come out, "Stop, stop, chop, chop." That means stop. And then all of a sudden we see these Vietnamese and the soldier, a group of Vietnamese soldier are stopping us. And then now we're so happy. We knew that we already passed front line. This means we are on the other side of the Vietnamese that they take over the country. We are so happy. Everybody cheer and we have hope now that we get out from Khmer Rouge. After 3 days of walking every day, we get to our home, our town back. This time we saw somebody already living in our house. So my father decided not to live in our house but move on. Now at this time, my father told us that we are escaped the communist Cambodia Khmer Rouge, but now we are on the hand of communist Vietnamese. So he said that freedom is not free yet. We still have to go to Thailand because we don't want to stay with Vietnamese control. My father made a very good decision. From this time, he need to find out how to get to Thailand by crossing the jungle to Thailand. So he was searching and searching every day. So our plan is to try to get the whole family to go to Thailand because he had a lot of relatives in Thailand. So he doesn't want to live in Cambodia anymore. So that was a good decision my father made. After searching 2 weeks, try to find someone to lead us through jungle to Thailand. Now we found someone can able to take us to go to Thailand. But there is a catch. Someone to take us to Thailand, then we are required to have some gold to pay them. Each person, they require about 2 or 3 ounces of gold. Like we have 10 in family. So where can we get the gold to get to Thailand? My father had one diamond, a very big diamond. If would sell today, the market was $100,000. And he asked for the person that lead us to Thailand, can you accept that for my whole family, for safety to Thailand? And they accept that. That night, about 9 o'clock at night time, and he started to take us to Thailand by walking through the jungle. One guy in front with the axes, one guy in the back of us with this pistol. There are so many booby traps throughout the jungle. He led us to the darkness of the jungle without knowing what to expect. And there is many stop that the head guy tell us to stop many times. And we have one 5-year-old child try to keep crying a few here, time there. So the person tell us not to let the child cry during we are walking through the darkness of the jungle. After 3 hours or 4 hours walking and walking that night, and one of my grandpa have trouble to walk because he's so old, so he lags behind. So now we have a child try to cry, and the grandpa walking slow. So we continue to do that slowly. So when we get to one place, the leader guy told us to stop there and try to rest for like 2 hours. We rest under darkness, under the tree, and the guy told us wait until sun rise, so he can show us where to go, and then he can go back. By this time, we've been walking for 5 hours in the darkness. While we rested, staying under that tree, he told us there was some Khmer Rouge, a line of patrol in that area. There's 3 lines of Khmer Rouge patrol in the jungle. One line is patrolled by Khmer Rouge, another line is patrolled by Vietnamese, and another line is patrolled by Thais. So we walked past 3 lines, but we almost got caught. But luckily, we made it at that night. So now the sun is start to rise, and the 2 guys that take us, he told us you have to walk another 1 kilometer through that jungle, and you will find the big road, and then you start to walk that big road. That's the way to Thailand. And then we say thank you to the 2 men, and they went on and disappeared through the jungle, and we never see them again. We just followed them, and then we saw the Thai village, and then they take us to go to the... While we met a Thai personnel, a Thai people on the street, my father wrote a small note in Thai that asking the person take the note to his cousin about 50 kilometers away from that village, to ask him to come and see us. And then the note was delivery to him, and the next day I saw my relative uncle came by and see us. And then he take us to the refugee camp so we can be processed, go to United States. And after we stay in the refugee camp. A week later, they take us to Bangkok, and then we make our way to United States. Without intelligence and smartness of my father, things never be turned out like this. Because of one man, my father is the head of family.